We just had a full breakdown from the Terra Luna Classic development team on how they plan to explode the price of Terra Luna Classic within the coming months. In this video, we're going to be going over the burn date when Binance could be burning, repegging, UST and Lunar together, bringing millions of new people on the ecosystem and potentially getting up to the pre-crash level price targets. But before going to start, please make to hit the like button and subscribe for the future videos. Let's get right into this video. So just a few hours ago, Edward, Kim, and Alex, for short, two of the lead developers and members of Terra Rebels and the Terra Classic development team, released a document titled A Path to Recovery for Luna Classic, outlining a timeline and full breakdown of the Terra Luna Classic development team's plan to rejuvenate and explode Terra at Luna Classic. So let's just get straight into it. We're going to start with a timeline and overview of what the team wants to do. And this is broken down into three main stages: 1, the burn tax to repacking to UST, and then 3, building a community and an active on-chain presence, and further use cases for Luna Classic. September of 2022 is when we should be expecting the tax, and I'm going to be breaking down the exact date later on this video. Then from 2022 until 2023 is when the team aims to have potentially then repack USD back to Terra Classic, for example USD back to $1, and allowing the algorithmic stablecoin pairing to actually function, which will bring so much volume back to Terra Classic, as we're going to explain that later on. And then by mid to late 2023, the strong community will be then attracting utility back to the blockchain. We know we have tens of thousands of new holders now Luna Classic. And additionally, they're looking to pivot the core technology as well for turning to Classic to enable even more projects to be developed onto it. And so let's break down each one of these components and what this could do for the price and volume for Luna Classic. So starting with that 1.2% burn to reduce the supply, it goes over the history of the ban. Obviously, all of those prices are astronomical. It's definitely speculative and a crazy amount of stuff has to go right. But this is the plan for the team. So the first step, as it says here, is the burner we need to reduce the circulating supply. And at the rates we're looking at, with a volume at around $2.5 to $3 billion every single day been transacted, it looks like we'd be burning around 100 to 150 billion tokens a day, or any from around the 2 to potentially 4 trillion token in the first month. Of course, this is if the price doesn't go up at all. If the price skyrockets and the volume doesn't, we can buy back and burn less. But these are the kind of numbers we're looking for, and this is definitely the first positive step in the right direction. However, as I said, that the more we see a price increase without the volume upping, or especially the volume decreasing after the slower period dies, then the burn can really start to plateau. And for those higher price targets, we need to be burning over 99% of the suppliers we've been talking about in the videos to even make a penny, 10 cent or dollar, or higher price targets even in the realm of possibility. And to do that, once again, Edward Kim has a plan. A path to repay this is the plan to repay Terra Classic. As you can see, USD back to Terra Luna Classic. This will then combine the new ecosystem and give Terra Classic intrinsic value, as all the value that it had pre-crash, with it being an algorithmic stablecoin, will be brought back to the ecosystem and pre-crash. As you can see, what you're doing billions of dollars a day in transaction volume very regularly, which is exactly the kind of transaction volume we need to see if you want to see that supply drastically reduced. So as we know, the main thing right now, which is stopping us from repacking, is about the $9.5 billion in ban debt that is currently in Terra Classic USD. This is the circulating supply, and the amount that we will actually need to repay investors to then repay Terra Classic at USD to $1. So like I said, it isn't debt. There's lots of different ways to do this. From a business perspective, they state that a debt restructuring to resurrect the decentralized algorithmic stablecoin. It makes sense if its key pillars can be failure proof in far greater extent than the old Terra Luna Classic. Those efforts don't break the back of the new Classic community, who would likely have to fund it, and its reserve can forestall a debt spiral, even in the event of total failure of capital control systems. So we know the main problem that Terra Luna had was that as soon as the egg was broken, a death spiral happened. The supply Carolyn increasing, the pay carried on loosening, and then the whole thing just completely collapsed. And the funds that they had to try and back it weren't enough, so it goes over here. Want to get rid of the debt? It could be a debt restructuring. As you can see, a restructuring of Terra Classic's $9.5 billion as a bad debt, which offers us holders material consideration for their current UST holdings and represents the best efforts of the Luna Classic community, will underpin a sustainable renaissance of the Terra in a Classic ecosystem. Ultimately, this could lead to an exponentially faster burn, for the classic supply by reversing it through the mechanism by which it was originally minted. So basically, they're saying that by doing some sort of like a debt restructuring issue, we might not have to pay the whole $9.5 billion of debt, or it will be split up into different chunks. Once again structure to make it easier to actually pay back those holders. It will allow us to then slowly but surely start to repay. And once again, it will be almost the opposite effect, will be an exponential price increase up, for example. The peg will slowly but surely, and then very quickly, hit $1 that will then repay us to Terra Luna Classic, then rejuvenating the entire ecosystem. And as it says here, this is really what we need to do if we want to have massive transaction volume of attorney, and a classic as a billions of dollars in transaction volume we're seeing right now are definitely FOMO. And I think when the FOMO period dies, we could, if we haven't got real utility set, decrease back down to some of the numbers we were seeing the hype at around about $100 to $50 million a day. And once again, at that point, we wouldn't be burning many tokens, yet still a good amount if it's consistent, but definitely hard to reduce the circulating supply in the short term down to some of the prices that people want to see. And so by repeating us to USDC, as well as re-enabling staking, which we already have, it would allow all of the projects already built, or building on Terra and ASIC to function, but also bring back so much of the utility that we previously had on the blockchain. Once again, giving it demand, allowing us to increase a multicast backup to the tens of billions that we were at pre the crash, and once again, giving us so much more volume and allowing us to have millions of potential users on the network. We know right now we're averaging about 8,000 new wallets every day and a total number of wallets surpassing 5 million. This is more than Cardano, a top 10 crypto, which is currently only having a growth of about 2.31 thousand wallets per day. This and the size of our community amount of hype could definitely bring new projects to the ecosystem. But as it says, it's about the repaving, is about building projects on Terra Luna Classic, is about making sure the staking rewards are great, and the blockchain is efficient and functioning. And if all of this can go to plan, as it says at the end, which I think this is an amazing conclusion. Finally, for those on the outside looking in the articles and the stories you're reading about the perils of Luna Classic, a true what we're doing is crazy. We are building on a platform with a failed reputation, trying to fix a problem that we did not create and restructuring a debt of $10 billion that does not belong to us. One might say what we're doing is downright lunacy. However, from what I've witnessed these past couple months, the Luna Classic community is one of the kinds and united for overcoming trial after trial. We believe that it is a path to recovery, and it could ignite a comeback of biblical proportions. A David and Goliath story that happens once in a millennia. Here we present a glimpse of the roadmap, one that is so crazy, it might just have a chance. And that really is where I think I'm gonna leave it. Love to hear your opinions in the comment sections below on what you think of this plan from Edward Kim. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more videos like this one. We will see you in the next video.